The first time I saw her, I almost didn't believe my own eyes. The corridors of the orbital station Valera 9 were quiet, but the hum of its engines carried the weight of countless secrets. And she, Alira, the alien intelligence operative, moved as if she belonged to the very fabric of the station, her lithe, pale blue frame gliding across the walkway with unnatural grace. Her eyes, a deep violet flecked with silver, scanned every corner, every shadow, every flicker of motion. I had been sent on a reconnaissance mission, assigned to observe the station's unusual energy readings and to report any threats. Human military orders emphasized caution. Do not engage, do not draw attention, and most importantly, do not interfere. I followed these instructions like a dutiful soldier, until Alira appeared in my path. The first encounter. "Human," she said, her voice soft, yet carrying a strange resonance that seemed to vibrate in my mind rather than in my ears. "What are you doing here?" I froze, my eyes widening. I was checking the environmental readings, I replied, though my voice sounded smaller than I intended. Her eyes narrowed, yet there was no anger in them. Instead, a flicker of curiosity crossed her features. "Alone?" "Yes," I said, uncertain. "Orders?" A smirk tugged at the corner of her lips, almost imperceptible. "Orders are flexible," she said, and in that instant I felt a pull I couldn't explain. Something in her tone suggested playfulness, yet danger lurked behind it like a blade hidden in silk. I swallowed hard, trying to focus on the mission, but my thoughts betrayed me. I imagined saying something, words that would normally have been foolish, but they never left my mouth. Only the thought remained, "She's mesmerizing." The whisper of danger. The station's corridors were labyrinthine, and soon I found myself inexplicably following Alira. She moved with the precision of a hunter, and I struggled to keep up, careful not to make any sound. Suddenly, a shadow moved near the control hub. A rogue drone heavily armed had gone rogue. Alira reacted instantly, energy pulses erupting from her gauntlets to disarm it. I watched, awestruck, as she moved with lethal elegance, but my eyes kept drifting to her face, to the faint curve of her smile that appeared only when she thought no one was looking. I only thought the words, "She's beautiful," but they never left my mind. And then it happened. Her head turned slightly in my direction and she smiled. A small, knowing smile. And whispered, though I could hear it clearly in my mind, "Careful, human. I hear more than you think." My stomach clenched. Not from fear, not from awe, but from something more profound, more human than I had felt in a long time. The unspoken connection. Over the next several missions, Alira and I continued to cross paths. Each encounter was tense and fleeting, yet something built between us, invisible but undeniable. She seemed to anticipate my thoughts, my intentions, my fears, and I hers. During a reconnaissance sweep in the station's lower sectors, a malfunction triggered the emergency lockdown. The corridors hissed with pressurized air, doors slamming shut, red lights flashing in warning. I ran, unsure of which way to go, when she appeared, calm as if she had already solved the problem. "Follow me," she said, and I did without question. Her presence was magnetic. We navigated the lockdown together, avoiding the automated security bots, moving in perfect synchrony. At one point, I caught her gaze, and for a fleeting moment, I felt as if our thoughts aligned. I thought, this feels dangerous in more ways than one. Her eyes flickered, a blush, or something resembling it, passing across her pale blue skin. "You think too much, human," she whispered, almost teasingly, though her voice carried a depth I couldn't ignore. Danger and vulnerability. Weeks later, we were sent on a high-risk mission to intercept a fleet of rogue Xylar raiders threatening human colonies. Our shuttle entered hostile territory, energy shields flickering under heavy fire. Alira piloted with skill that left me breathless, her hands moving faster than my mind could comprehend. A missile struck near our shuttle, sending us spinning toward an asteroid belt. I grabbed hold of a support beam, my body straining against the centrifugal force. Alira's violet eyes met mine, and for a moment, the chaos around us faded. "Hold on, human," she said, her voice steady but soft. I could only nod, my thoughts betraying me again. I can't lose her. I don't think I've ever felt this way about anyone, or anything. She caught me mid-step as debris tumbled between us. My heart raced, and for a split second, her lips brushed mine. Not a kiss, not exactly, but enough to make my mind reel. And then she smiled, that same knowing, teasing smile. Careful, human. I hear more than you think. The turning point. Back aboard Valera 9, our interactions became a dance of tension and subtle intimacy. She teased, I stumbled, I tried to maintain composure, and yet my thoughts constantly betrayed me. One night, during routine monitoring, I found her alone in the observation deck. Stars stretched across the viewport, a galaxy of colors and lights reflected in her eyes. I hesitated. And then, unable to stop myself, I said it aloud this time. You're captivating. Her eyes widened and she froze, the small blush spreading across her cheeks and neck. She looked away, but not before I saw the faintest curve of a smile. You think carefully, human, she whispered, leaning closer, her voice both a warning and an invitation. Words, they are dangerous when unspoken thoughts escape. But I like knowing what you think. The mission that changed everything. The real test came soon after. Rogue Xyler operatives had infiltrated the station, and Alira and I were tasked with stopping them. The station turned into a maze of lasers, traps, and echoing footsteps. Alira moved with deadly precision and I stayed close, providing cover and support. In the midst of the battle, she took a hit meant for me, a small but deep laceration across her shoulder. Pain flickered across her face and I reacted instantly, dragging her to cover. You're reckless, she said through gritted teeth, but her hand found mine, gripping it tightly. I couldn't let them hurt you, I replied, my chest tightening. The blush returned, deeper now, and her eyes softened in a way that melted any remaining professional barriers. You, a human, you are impossible, she whispered, voice low and intimate. In that moment, I realized the depth of our connection, beyond mission, beyond species, beyond words. It was trust, understanding, and something far more profound. The very lengthy ending. In the days that followed, the dynamic between us transformed. She still teased, still warned, and still moved with the lethal grace of a warrior, but the veil of formality had lifted. We began training together, exploring the station, and sharing quiet moments under alien moons. Each glance, each touch, each unspoken word deepened our connection. The blush, the faint crimson tint on her cheeks, became a constant, a reminder of her vulnerability and the intimacy that was growing between us. One night, while monitoring the station's outer perimeter, I turned to her. Alira, I think I care about you. More than I should. More than any mission or order allows. I love you. She froze, her violet eyes wide, reflecting the starlight. For a heartbeat, the universe itself seemed to hold its breath. And then she moved closer, her hand brushing mine. Human. I thought I was immune to such feelings, she said softly, voice trembling with uncharacteristic emotion. But you've made me reconsider. Care for you as well. Perhaps more than I should admit. We stood together, gazing at the stars outside, hands intertwined, hearts aligned. Across the station, life continued, missions, alerts, and duties. But in that moment, nothing mattered except the fragile, profound bond that had formed between a human and an alien warrior. From that day onward, our connection became unbreakable. We faced battles, diplomacy, and exploration together, always side by side. Her blush, once a fleeting reaction, became a symbol of trust and affection, a reminder that even the fiercest warriors can feel, and even the most disciplined minds can be touched by the simplest human thought. And as we navigated the cosmos, facing dangers and wonders beyond imagination, I knew that a single thought, a single word, and a shared smile had changed our lives forever, proving that even in the vastness of the universe, love and understanding could bridge the divide between worlds.